How everybody doing out here in Facebook land? It's your host, Dr. Coleman in the doctor's office. We're going to be talking about child support. I know a lot of people are going to be really interested in this one. We just want to know if the child support is being spent correctly, or are the guys actually paying child support, etc., etc. We're going to go ahead and we're going to touch all bases on this one. We're going to bring up Dr. Neckups. He's going to explain his side. This is only a male's point of view. Come on up, Dr. Neckups.
What's good, Dr.
How you doing?
How's everybody doing out there?
Dr. Neckups, before you came on, I was telling the audience about what we're going to be talking about today, and it's going to be child support. And it can be taken one or two ways. It's child support like a lot of men feel like they pay child support, and it's being abused in a lot of cases. And then on the flip side, some women feel like they're not getting enough child support, or they're not getting any child support. In that case of let's go with the women not getting any child support, how do you feel about that? And how can they get the help that they need if they're not getting it? And what should they do? What's the next step for a woman to do if they're not getting child support?
Well, hopefully, if a woman's not getting child support, hopefully that father's in that kid's life. Hopefully he's picking up the slack with, whatever that child needs as far as clothing and things of that nature. When a man is paying child support, sometimes it gets spent the wrong way. Sometimes we don't know how it gets spent, but we do know that money is getting spent. All I can say is, hopefully, ladies, when you're getting child support, it doesn't matter how much you're getting. Hopefully, you have a bank account set up for that child, and at least you can put $5 to $10 in that account per check. I mean, if you're only getting $5 or $10, I feel sorry for you. I'm not trying to be funny or nothing, but you got to do something as far as $1 or something. But if they're only getting $5 or $10 a check, man, that's something that needs to be addressed.
Well, see, I'll bring it up, and we're going to get to the men in a second. Before the child support, I'm hearing a lot of women saying they're not getting the child support, or I'm hearing a lot of women out there that's watching like, well, child support doesn't raise a child, which is true. You want to spend time with that child, but you need to spend time as well as provide financially for that child. And I think both of them are important, especially when you're not in that household with that child. But we have seen that a lot of women may abuse the child support. Like, we know that some women may get it, and then all of a sudden when the child comes to visit, they don't have clothes or they don't have food all of a sudden, but you're giving $300 or $600 per month, and you're wondering what's going on with that. How do you feel about that from a man's perspective? How do you feel about that?
I don't particularly like it, you know what I mean? And I guess the thing about it is like, if you're paying that much a month and you see the results when your child comes over, they don't have those proper shoes or the proper clothes, you got to be thinking like, well, I must be paying the bills over there then.
Or something.
You know what I mean? I got to be either helping with the rent or the lights or whatever, but my thing is, those bills are bills you're going to have regardless if you have a child or not.
Okay, right.
And adults regulate those utilities. So I understand that you have to pay bills, but let's think about the kids a little bit more on this too, man. Because in all actuality, it's their money.
My thing is this also, when we do child support and we do segments like this, because I'm really not here to bash or be on the male side or a female side when it comes to child support. It's about being on this kid side. And I think during all this smoke and when it all clears, I think we forget who we're dealing with here. We're dealing with the children. A lot of times I've seen women, and not a lot, but I've seen a few women get out here and they'll take it and they'll get their hair and nails done, and you see that child, and that child doesn't have a haircut, it doesn't have the clothes, and they call the father who's already paying child support and still ask for more money, and then when that father can't provide that extra money, she gets upset with it.
Right.
Is that fair for that mother to get upset with that father if he can't provide more if he's already given child support?
No, it's not, because you still got to realize too that father has, maybe that's not his only child. He still has other children he may have to take care of. He still has his own livelihood he has to take care of. If you look at your DPL bill and it's $200 a month, you got to know that his DPL bill is $200 a month too. He has to pay his rent too, and it's a give or take thing too. Hopefully we can get better at this and work together on this, because everybody's had problems as far as either paying or receiving child support. Jobs haven't been that good around here in the last 5 to to about, what, 10 years. So there's going to be a lot of cases where dads lose their jobs and now they're not making as much anymore. So, you know, they're taking lesser jobs and still having the same support order,
Right.
but they're not making as much, you know. So that comes into play. It comes into play of not being able to get a job because you're competing with all these other people who are looking for that same job too, because jobs are gone. So, you know, it's a touchy situation, and sometimes, you know, emotions and feelings get mixed up in it, and things go chaotic.
Well, let's go ahead and switch gears a little bit and let's talk about it from a male's perspective. A lot of times as males, we look at it as the women kind of punishing the men if we're giving all that we have. Because I know some men that pay child support and spend time with the children but still get ridiculed about what they're not doing. How can you combat that when that man is doing all that he possibly can? Do you think that the woman is still emotionally or romantically involved, or think that she should still be romantically involved with that man? Do you think that comes into play a little bit?
Of course, and you know, getting criticized for doing what you're supposed to do, you know, even when you're not doing what you're supposed to do, if you have circumstances and reasons why you can't do that and you're getting criticized, man, just look the other way, man, because a lot of women you're never going to be able to please, and some women are just so emotional that, you know, they're gonna you know, come at you that way when things aren't going their way.
Right.
So you know, just ignore it and keep doing what you're doing. Just do a better job at it.
Like I said, we know what the problems are. Now let's kind of talk about the solutions to this. I think a lot of time with the solutions to it is maybe that the mother can write out a list of what they need. So when the child support comes, we can see what the list is. And it could be, I don't care if you need to get your hair done. That's fine. Put it on the list because that's your money. I could really care less. When that money leaves my account and goes to your account, do what you need to do, as long as when my daughter or your son or wherever it may be or your kids come along, that they have all the things that they need. Don't call me for extra money if you put that list out. Now, if you put that list up and it don't equal up, like let's say they got school fees or something like that, a man should have no problem with helping out, but don't go and abuse it.
Right.
Don't go and abuse that fund. That's all we're saying. Ladies, men are not mad about what you do with the money. It's just when that kid come over and that kid is not to the level that we think that kid should be at. If you out here, you looking fly and you got your car all decked out, you're all decked out, and the kid come over, he got busted shoes on, that is a problem for a man. Now, if you got the kid laced up and we know that you're getting a proper amount of money, I don't think a man would have a problem with that. A real man, if a man's having a problem with that, it's because he still wants to be with you. I think that's when it comes to play.
Me personally, man, I really don't care what you do with the money. I've never had a conversation about what's getting done with the money. I've had a conversation about, is there a bank account set up?
Right.
That was my only concern, because if you pay child support from the time that a kid is a baby until they're 18, they should have some kind of college money.
Absolutely.
They should have something in the bank account to where when they want to go to college, they have something to go and get besides having to get financial aid or a scholarship.
Right. Well, Dr. Neckos, we're going to go ahead. This is going to be we're going to have more guests come on the show. I want to have a female's perspective on the next show of the child support edition of the doctor's office, because we want to help y'all. We want to get the medication y'all need to get through y'all day. Dr. Neckos, you going to come back and join us?
Oh, sure. No doubt.
Absolutely.
No doubt.
All right. That's Dr. Neckos right there. Like I said, everybody, child support is, from a man's perspective, a real man's perspective. We can care less what you do with the money, ladies. Just make sure that the kids are taken care of. So if you do, let's say you get $600 and the bills only come up to $300, I can care less what you do with the extra $300. Like Dr. Nichols said, maybe have funds set up for the kids. Like I said, you can have it where you spend what you want. If you want to get your nails done, you want to pay a car note, that's absolutely fine. It's your money, but just have the kids in order. And men, only thing we have a problem with as men is when you abuse the funds and then ask for more and then get mad when we don't give you the extra funds and you're not doing what you're supposed to do with the regular funds. That's it, ladies. Nobody's upset with you. And if the male or females get mad, it's because they still want to be romantically involved with you. I think that's what comes into play. Or they're mad because they're not with you. Either way it goes, that's how it is. And we're going to give it to you straight at the doctor's office. It's Dr. Coleman, Dr. Neckos. We're giving the medication that you need to get through your day. Check us out in the next installment of the doctor's office. Keep it dating.